All right. Can you guys hear me? I really hope you can. Now the question is, when I hit the button, can you see me? Hey! Holy crud. Talk about one of the longest intros / be right backs in Nintendo Prime history. Am I too loud? Do I need to turn my mic down? Let me know if I need to turn my mic down. I've been having a lot of technical difficulties. It's a little tough one here. All of a sudden, everything was working before the stream, and then both of my cam links crashed. I don't really know why they crashed. I can't really explain it. I just know that they did. So what the hell am I going to be able to do about it, right? So I have my main camera right now running through my capture card. My capture card's still working, so we're using that today. It's dumb because I wanted to test my second camera, but if I can't get the cam links to work, how am I supposed to test my second camera? So yeah, I'm having some. It's USB issues. The USB on my motherboard is like not working properly, or there's just not enough lanes for all the devices. So I've got to figure out a different solution. I'll get it sorted out. It's just gonna take some time. Time that I don't want to take tonight, but time that I will take before E3 to make sure it's all sorted out for that. All right. Oh man, let's get into the stream, shall we? Oh, baby, I love the way. Oh yeah. You guys love to brighten my day. Oh man, it's been a stressful day. Not gonna get too much into it. A lot of personal stuff. Mostly with the children. The children have had an adventure today. Let's just say that. So it's been a pretty rough one there. I'm glad it's Friday because it's Friday. You know what that means. Time to get the party started in here. We got some stuff to talk about, hopefully, that you guys will enjoy. All 200 plus of you guys. Drop a like on the stream if you would like. If not, it's okay. What are you going to do? We'll talk a little about Breath of the Wild 2. Talk a little bit about Switch sales, because we have some sales from Japan to talk about. We'll talk about E3. E3 is kind of a topic every single night. And in general, it's mostly just a Q&A night tonight. I just kind of threw those topics up as a, hey, here's some topics to kind of like spurn your guys' questions or whatever. But let me get started here with a boom! Welcome, Negan, to becoming the latest member of the board at Nintendo Prime. You have joined our board of directors, and you have joined it at the Mythic level. I think you are the only person currently at the Mythic level of our board, so welcome. I greatly appreciate that support. I think that is more than worthy of cracking the beer for. We also happen to have another person who did a little something in the chat. Let's go! It's really hard for me to dance right now because I'm pissed off. Thank you, Banata712 for the $5. It says, don't sweat it, man. Tonight will be golden, and cheers to those who held fast. I have no idea what you're talking about, but this is a cheers to you all. Oh, man. It's been a long day. It's been a long day, and I don't feel like it's going to get any better. I know that right now my fiance, who is at work, she's also super stressed. We're all just having a very, very stressful Friday. It's just a lot. I owe you a couple drinks for waiting so long. I'm going to be honest. I don't feel like I owe you guys anything. Literally, I got all these giveaways going on. I usually end up, if we hit our member goals, I do giveaways during streams. I do giveaways almost every single month. I mean, that's just, it is what it is. Technical issues happen. They've been happening ever since I've been trying to get things ready for E3. So the first time I've really had a major issue on a stream that I couldn't fix right away, because I've never had an issue with the cam links. I don't really know what's going on. So maybe I gotta reinstall the cam link software. I've had to do that before to fix stuff. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Go ahead and get your questions in. I'm not going to try to go back and shout everyone out. I don't normally I do, but I just don't have I'm just not in the mood at the moment. Kind of in a cruddy mood. Can you check your DM? You can after the stream. What? Yeah, I know. I checked the DM. I don't really know what to say to him. He can do what he wants. I'm not gonna tell him what to do. All right. How you guys doing tonight? Hopefully you're having a better day than me, right? It's Friday, right? Friday should be great. End of the work week. I get the weekend off. I probably won't be doing much of YouTubing this weekend. I got one of my son's family birthday parties is tomorrow. Yeah, he already had his birthday was last weekend, but we did the family party tomorrow at my parents' house. So that should be a lot of fun. Swimming pool, all that jazz. Of course, I'm with my children, and the children have been really stressing me out. So is it really going to be a lot of fun? I don't know. We'll find out. Hopefully the kids having fun at my parents will lead to less stress for everyone. Unfortunately, my fiance is stressed out at everyone. She's stressed out at me, stressed out at the kids, and stressed out at work. She doesn't handle stress very well. You know, it's just one of those things. Let me see here. Technical difficulties happen all the time. I hope that things start going better for you soon. Yeah, everything will be fine. It's just a rough day. You know, you have your good days and your bad days, right? You know, my days are usually mostly all right to pretty good. Yeah, this is a very interesting time right now where I'm just having a rough day. All right, with all your streaming and stuff, I'm sure you haven't had much time for gaming. But when you have had time, what games have you been playing? I'm practicing for E3, baby. Smash Bros. Should worry about it. Should worry about it. You don't have to know any more than that. Practicing for E3. It's one of those like, oops. I've seen better days. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, just like something disconnected and reconnected, and I have no idea what it was. Hopefully, it wasn't the mic. No, the mic's still working. All right. Tomorrow you're getting Popeyes 5-piece spicy strips of mashed potatoes and gravy as my side. Nice. You'll be better tomorrow. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. It's right now, my stress levels, I'll probably come down tomorrow. Whether or not I can help my fiance's stress levels come down, that's the bigger question. Whether or not she's even here tomorrow because she's so stressed out, that's another thing. Well, this is going to be a great stream. I hope so. All right. Let's move on, right? Stress is a thing. We all have stress. We all have little things in our life to stress. My stress doesn't need to be your stress. Let's talk about some stuff. First up, one thing that didn't help my stress today, there's been a lot of people really angry over that Switch Pro stuff, right? Just like super pissed off. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. Sorry, I had someone DMing me about something that would fix my problem tonight. Yeah, so there's just been a lot of people pissed off. Oddly enough, people on Twitter have been nice. People on Twitter have been very nice. But if you ever go to like my videos, like I had a Switch Pro video today, or you go to like my my Shin Megami Tensei video in the middle of the night, or you go to even my announcing my E3 plans, right? Like all three of those videos are just blasted with so much negativity. It kind of sucks, you know? I'm practicing for you to kick my ass in Smash. For you to kick my ass in Smash. I mean, there's another week before E3. Yeah. Well, you're right about that. But let's see here. Smoke a joint or take an edible that chills me out. But I have, weed and stuff that doesn't do anything for me. It really doesn't chill me out at all. And Yulia can't at all. It actually makes her freak out. So, let's see here. So yeah, there's been just a lot of backlash, I guess, the last couple of days over the Switch Pro stuff, and I find it weird. Not that people are upset. I get that people are upset about the Switch Pro not getting announced. I sort of get it. But like, I don't really understand how people get mad at the content creators, as if we're just making things up and lying or something. I was going back and looking at my videos on Switch Pro, and I got Switch Pro priced and pre-ordered. May have just leaked, and that was just a that wasn't even telling you when it was going to be announced. That was just a retailer thing, right? So it's like, okay, so the retailers had some listings. It is what it is. I was just letting you know about that, right? And then before that, I was trying to find my other Switch Pro button, and then that's the big one where it says rumor. Nintendo is dropping the Switch Pro announcement Thursday, and that video has 20,000 views, and that was 4 days ago, and that was about that Nick guy from Xbox Era. But besides that, I have nothing else guaranteeing when things are going to be announced besides the Bloomberg stuff where they said, hey, likely to be announced before E3, but it might not be announced before E3, right? Like it's kind of he expects it announced before E3, but it might not actually get announced before. Like he didn't guarantee it. So it's weird to be like, so this one guy on Twitter who runs the Xbox Era podcast is wrong. And then obviously the retail listings didn't really help out with anything. But those two things are not my fault. And people get mad at me and other content creators over, a leaker who, just had his credibility trashed. And then, retail listings that have ended up amounting to nothing, which is the retailer's fault. It's like the messengers being shot. Right? It's like there's like bang, 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 bang. The messenger's being shot. And in my opinion, when I see these comments, I think a lot of them come from people that have been waiting to attack. They've been holding back in case the Pro was announced, and then when it wasn't, like they were just waiting for that moment to just pounce on people talking about it. I've seen a lot of people that attack don't even think that anything's real in the first place. So I get the disappointment. And Nintendo's dealing with way worse backlash than me, right, guys? Look at every tweet they put out. They started turning comments off on their videos because the comments on their videos were getting really bad. So Nintendo's obviously getting even worse flack than me. And I don't want to turn the comments off on my videos. I've just decided I'm not going to read the comments anymore, at least for a while, at least till things settle down a little bit. But I just find it interesting when content creators seem to get a lot of flack for just being messengers. And then having opinions. Our opinions can be wrong. Did I think it was going to get announced on Thursday? Of course I thought there was a shot at it, but, it wasn't like I guaranteed it will be announced on Thursday. It will be announced on I don't know where the Tuesday thing came from, by the way, where people thought content creators were telling people that it'll be announced on Tuesday. Nobody said. There was no leak. There was nothing out there that said it was getting announced on Tuesday. The only thing was that Nick guy from Xbox Era podcast that said Thursday. Nobody else said Thursday but him. Be mad at him. And yet, you look at his account, he's getting next to zero backlash. And why is he getting next to zero backlash? Because almost everyone that follows and pays attention to him are Xbox fans. They don't really care if the Switch Pro is real. So the guy that started all the controversy, that should be getting the most flack for basically pulling shit out of his ass, isn't. He got away with it. And everyone else is being blasted for it. And I find that to be a problem. Yeah, you can argue, okay, in hindsight, we shouldn't have covered him. Sure. I buy that. I can own up to that mistake. He did have a track record that checked out. But, you could argue he's an Xbox guy, so maybe he's trolling. Maybe we should let it go. Obviously, he has a connection to the Forum Reset era, which sometimes has some bad stuff going on there. So, maybe it's something that in hindsight I probably shouldn't have covered. I can cop to that. But I'm still just the messenger. I still didn't treat it as fact. So, it's just a weird situation for content creators where we're getting a lot of flack over something that is somebody else's fault who isn't getting any flack for it because his fan base are not Nintendo guys. So, I guess someone's got to take the brunt of it, right? At least it's kind of spread out among all of us. Like I saw Switchforce not only made a video in Good Morning Mario addressing it, he also had to put out a community post. I've seen so many arguments on Twitter, like people yelling at Emily Rogers about crap when she never said it was getting announced on Thursday, ever. ever. Those words never came out of her mouth, but they're being associated with her just because she said, that the announcement might be imminent. And imminent, by the way, just means soon. Soon doesn't mean necessarily right this second or right this next hour or right this next day. Soon is kind of a flexible thing that kind of fits, within a week or two window kind of thing. In the course of the word imminent, soon could end up being 3 months, but like imminent is like a more advanced version of soon, where it's a bit quicker than something like that. But it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, I didn't really report on Emily Rogers' thing, so it didn't really matter. That I'm not catching flack for what Emily Rogers said because I didn't report on it. So it's just a hot mess out there, man. As content creators that cover Nintendo. Any news, Switch Pro rumors or screenshots? No, nothing. Evil Iggy says, you got to ignore haters and trolls. Some people have no purpose in life other than to be a-holes. Others for no good reason. Just do your thing. You did your job. You covered a rumor you thought was worth talking about. You don't deserve any backlash from this. It is what it is, It is what it is. What are you going to do? And I already saw someone in the chat, higher up in the chat at the very beginning when I didn't realize things weren't going to work. That was throwing some criticism out there at me. And it's like, what are you going to do? That's part of being a content creator too. You got to be able to take your licks. It just so happens that it's kind of a bad day personally outside of YouTube for me to be taking bumps. And so a lot of times, like when you have some stresses in life, you can turn to YouTube and kind of ignore that stuff a little bit and get your videos out and do your live streams, and we can have fun and do drinks and just whatever. But then like when you go to your YouTube and then you're just checking the comments and you're like, man, this is just not really helping my stress levels right now. So, it is what it is. I'm trying my best over here to manage everything. I don't want to have any breakdowns or anything. And if I ever get to a point that I feel like that's going to happen, I'll get help. I'm not adverse to admitting that I've been in therapy before. So I'm not adverse to admitting when I need help and stuff like that. So back on track. What were the sales in Japan? So in Japan, let's see here. Japan. Let's go to Japan. I mean, we can't go to Japan. Well, I mean, some of you might be able to go to Japan. I can't go. Let's see here. Let me scroll down. I didn't have that story up because I was having all these dang technical issues. All right. Sorry. So I know one of the things is that the Switch has now sold over 20 million units in Japan. That is a big deal. That's just a massive deal. Famitsu put that out that it is now past 20 million units. That's just wow. The top selling games on the platform right now: Animal Crossing New Horizons at 6.78 million, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate at 4.29 million, Pokemon Sword and Shield at 4.05 million, Splatoon 2 at 3.87 million, and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe at 3.84 million. What I really like about that is 4 of those top 5 are like exclusive to Switch. So I like that. People always go, oh yeah, Switch rides on the coattails of all these Wii U games and ports and remasters. And here we have 4 brand new exclusive Switch games leading in sales in Japan. Proving that, yeah, those games do sell, but the exclusives are the ones that lead the way. So that's pretty cool. Let me see here. So that's kind of the sales there. They also sold 77,000 units, I believe, last week of Switch in Japan. And that's what got them over the 20 million mark. You don't work for Nintendo. We understand you're covering talks that's out there. Appreciate your channel and content. Thanks. Man, what a comeback for Nintendo. Yeah, dude, especially after the Wii U. The Wii U. Switch. To the moon! Might even become the best-selling system of all time. Thank you for subscribing, Sean 2005. Fun fact about 2005, that is the year I graduated high school. Just a little fun fact for you guys. John Lego Saka says, do you think Nintendo will close the hardware gap this gen? Or do you think that next system will be as comparable power-wise to the PlayStation 5 as the Switch was to the PlayStation 4? Let me tell you something. If Nintendo keeps going with the hybrid route, they're always going to be way behind the current gen. Mobile's always behind. So that's reality. And they have to consider smaller cooling solutions so they can't run things, they can't run bigger chips, they can't run things at higher clock speeds. So that's just the reality of the game, of being a mobile thing. Now, if they ever go back to traditional consoles, sure, they could compete on power. The question I have for you, John, and this is something that's a relevant question with Switch Pro. The reason I want Switch Pro is absolutely, I have a PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X. I would love to have a more powerful Switch that runs things at higher frame rates and higher resolution. Absolutely. But I'll say this, it's not like I'm dissatisfied with my current Switch. Like, let me grab it quick. Got it down here. It's on the dock underneath the deck. Or underneath the thing. So, I thought I had it plugged in. I guess it's not charging. I gotta get that. Oh yeah, I don't have the charge brick on. So like, I'm not like dissatisfied with the Switch. I mean, yeah, I guess with third-party Joy-Cons on here because they're a little bit more comfortable, but I'm not dissatisfied with my Switch experience, you know? I got great games on here. Like, I'm just looking, you know, at just like off the top of my head, recent ones I've been playing: Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Splatoon 2, Yoshi's Crafted World, Mario Kart 8, Super Mario 3D All-Stars, Miitopia, Breath of the Wild, SpongeBob, Super Mario, no, not that one, Ukulele, Bowser's Fury, Doom Eternal, Apex Legends, Kirby Clash, new Pokemon Snap, Pikmin 3 Deluxe. Like, I'm looking at all these games I'm playing, I'm like, you know what? Even though I love playing games on my PlayStation 5, and I love playing games on my Xbox Series X, and I love playing games on PC, it's not like I'm playing all these, you know, third-party and Nintendo games on here, and I feel like I'm missing out because it isn't more powerful, right? The only thing that really feels weird while I play is that it has such a massive... I mean, look at that bezel. Look how thick that bezel is. That is one thick boy bezel. And like, that's the only thing that reminds me that this technology isn't like newer, because the bezel is so massive. So like, that's really it. I'm satisfied. I would love a Switch Pro, but I don't need one. Does that make sense? So like, when we talk about Switch Pro, we talk about next-gen Switch. Absolutely, I want a next-gen Nintendo platform, but like, I don't need one right now. I'm good. I have a PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. I'm not missing out. Now, that's a unique situation because I have those platforms, so I don't have to miss out on anything. But I'm also totally satisfied with the pace of games coming out on Switch, with the indie games on Switch, with the third-party games on Switch, with the Nintendo games. I'm good with it. I don't really have a problem. Sure, it's nice to have better, and I'm a tech guy, so I'll take better. But I don't know, like, even if next gen they're behind everything, who cares? Who cares? Why do we need 3 systems, 4 if you count PC, competing on power? If nothing else, this system's a nice reminder to me that despite having all these more powerful options to game with, there's nothing quite like playing on a Nintendo system, and there's nothing quite like playing Nintendo games. So, you know, it'll probably be less powerful whenever they do next gen, but I'm not really worried about that. Would it be possible for Nintendo to team up with Xbox to make a great system? Possible, not likely. Damn, that bezel's thick. Thick boy, thick boy. Warning, warning, we have a thick boy alert. I agree with you, thanks. I'd rather have fun over power. That's it. Like, you can have both. You can have fun and power. No one's saying you can't. Obviously, the best is fun and power. Look at what Ratchet and Clank is going to do. Like, that looks like it's going to be a really fun game, and it's taking advantage of all that power. Man, it looks awesome. But also, like, hey, you know, Mario Odyssey is pretty good too. And it doesn't have that power. So it's like, you know, you don't need that power to create quality games. But it doesn't hurt. I always would prefer more power. But, you know, I understand why Nintendo goes the route they do. It helps keep things more affordable. The mobile space is always behind anyways, etc., etc., etc. Let's see here. Now you're playing with power! Thank you for subscribing, Nitricity. One more week, Nate. One more time. Oh, gotta stop. Sorry, we can't celebrate like that. There's no autotune on. Oh man. So, How you guys doing today? You guys having a good day? You guys having a good day? I hope you're having a good day. I hope you're having a good day. We had a question come in. Fair enough. To me, it would be nice to see them close the gap since Nintendo's teams could definitely do more and their games would run even smoother. Thanks for replying. No problem, John. I try to reply to as many people as I can. Nintendo Prime! We just had this talk. No more super chats if it's not $20. I know Nintendo Prime knows that Nate here wants to drink. That's the thing. But damn, Nintendo Prime. Enough of that crap. And look what you made me do. See your $1 shot? See what it did? It got all over my desk. Now I gotta grab the paper towel. I'm yanking my microphone cord. I'm breaking equipment around here. Damn it, Nintendo Prime. Not dancing for you. Because you ain't worth it. You know what I said? You ain't worth it. Get over it. Get out of here. Go play with the dog or something. We have a new member of the board. Welcome, John Lagusakos. You have become the latest member of the board of directors of Nintendo Prime. You have joined the leader ranks. Thank you so much for becoming a member. I greatly appreciate it. That is 2 out of 10 tonight, I believe. Unless I'm misreading it. No, it still looks like 2 out of 10. All right. I better take Nintendo Prime's little shot over here, that bastard. He's not in the room now. It doesn't matter. What's up, Elvin R? How's it doing? Negan says, do you think if the Switch Pro can handle 4K, will games like Call of Duty and Resident Evil come to it? So let's if you want to talk Switch Pro, here's the thing. It can't handle 4K. I'm going to be honest with you right now. The PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, kind of 4K. Some things can be 4K, some things are not going to be 4K. So, if those systems at that power level struggle with 4K, Switch ain't doing 4K. Switch Pro ain't either. What Switch Pro is going to do, supposedly, reportedly, is provide DLSS. Potentially DLSS 2.0, which is the better version. That's going to upscale the game to 4K. And it's a very good upscaler. It's one of the best upscalers. Actually, it might be the best upscaler right now in the industry. So the games aren't actually going to run at 4K. And 4K is not why we don't have Resident Evil 8. Not why we don't have... It's not about whether or not the system can do 4K. Capcom doesn't care if... Because like people... There's people with these systems plugged into 1080p TVs. They don't care if the game can run at 4K on Switch. They care stable frame rates. Don't have to sacrifice visuals. Right now, it's too much of a sacrifice to run it on Switch. Is it as much of a sacrifice to run on Switch Pro? We don't know because we don't know what the specs are. So just because it has an awesome upscaler, we need to actually know what the specs are. How much RAM does it have? How many CPU cores? How fast are those CPU cores? We need to know if it has a better GPU, what the speeds are on that GPU, what the bandwidth is, the memory clocks. There's a lot of things we need to know before we really can determine how much better games can run, and could something like Resident Evil 8 run natively on it at an acceptable visual quality and an acceptable frame rate for them to bring a game like that over. So there's too many unknowns right now. Just saying, oh, it can output 4K. Well, okay, that doesn't tell you how powerful it is. It just means, okay, they have DLSS 2.0 upscaling. Fine. That can give you kind of an idea of what the architecture is. But how much power are they putting in that architecture? Or is it going to be so low end that it basically is running at the same speeds as the current Tegra X1? So there's a lot of unknown variables. What's up, Bamboo Baby? Why are you going OMG at me? We still have an entire week before E3 for the Switch Pro to be announced, possibly. Toast says, I built a PC and games look way better. Witcher looks so bad on Switch, but Switch is still my favorite because of Nintendo games, Xenoblade Chronicles, Zelda. We don't need a Pro, but it would be nice. Yeah, it's not a need. It's just nice to have, right? And yeah, you know, I have a PC. I built a PC. It's the thing I'm streaming from right now. That's giving me issues, but when I built the PC, I wasn't planning to plug like 3 cameras into it. That was never a part of the original build plans. I know how to fix it. It's a really expensive fix, though. What I need is something called the Live Gamer Duo. I don't know if you guys know what that is. So the Live Gamer Duo. Well, really, I want something better than the Live Gamer Duo, if I'm being completely honest. Maybe it's I think Elgato has a solution. The Elgato 4K capture cards. I think Elgato's got a 4 version one. Yeah, the Elgato Camlink Pro. That's what I need. And the Elgato Camlink Pro is stupidly expensive. It's way out of my budget right now. Elgato Camlink Pro. Can I even find the damn thing? I don't even know if I can find the damn thing. Where are you, Elgato Camlink Pro? God, I can't even find it. It's like $360. I just don't have that right now. Maybe it's something I can get after E3. Upgrade my system a bit and throw one of those in. That could take up to 4 camera feeds at 4K. But don't have that ability right now. Let's see here. Natsu says, I'm okay. I have food poisoning and have worn my throat out. Ouch. From throwing up and eating and only eating pretzels. Damn. Other than that, you're good. That's rough. Hopefully things turn around for you. Anytime. Thanks for the great content. No problem, John. Jinchurky89 says, have you tried reaching out to MinMax? They're pretty chill dudes. Who is MinMax? I don't even know who MinMax is. I've never heard of them. Who is MinMax? MinMax. I'm Googling MinMax. I still don't know who MinMax is. I have no idea who you're talking about. So, no, I have not talked to them because I literally have no idea. I've never heard of them. Why do you think Metroid, let me see. Why do you think Metroid, well, yeah, you need internet. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. DLSS is only going to work on your docked anyways. They're not even going to bother to use it undocked. Doc Ido says, why do you think Metroid is such a popular rumor or highly anticipated game online, even though they don't sell very well? So, Doc Ido, Metroid games aren't very popular. We know this, right? Top one ever sold 4 million. 4.5 million, I think. Metroid Prime, the first one. They usually sell 2 million or less. The thing is, when you're on the internet, you are among certain groups of people. I'll give you an example. You're here at Nintendo Prime. What's the high likelihood that we have a ton of Metroid fans in the chat? In fact, guys, why don't you type 1 in the chat right now if you're a Metroid fan? Just to prove my point. I scroll down, type 1 in the chat if you're a Metroid fan. Maybe I'm about to be proven wrong here. And there's a little bit of stream delay too. I mean, that or there's literally no Metroid fans here, which would be shocking, actually. No, there's one. There we go. Now they're coming in. There's 2, 3. So, as you see these ones rolling in, what I'm pointing out is that when you're among a certain group, and that group happens to be Nintendo fans, you're going to see more hype for a game like Metroid than you will outside of that Nintendo group. As an example, most game sales happen outside of these groups. We have a channel here. You know, we got beat 'em ups at over 1 million. All these Nintendo channels. You can combine all the Nintendo channels together, and there still would be a minute amount of subscriber fractions in comparison to just Breath of the Wild. A majority of game sales don't happen by people in these big gaming communities. So people look at my channel, oh, you're almost at 70,000 subscribers, 70,000 Nintendo fans. You know how small of a drop in the bucket that is for even Metroid? Like that's like 1/18 of the Metroid fan base. Bottom line is that the majority of these game sales happen outside of these communities. So when you're watching a Nintendo stream, when you've got, 1 million people, let's say 1 million people that are watching it live, right? Watching E3 live. Those 1 million people are Nintendo fans. They drop Metroid Prime 4. You're going to see 600,000 of those people go nuts. And it's going to seem like it's this big deal. And it's going to go trending on Twitter with 600,000 tweets. And that's still not that much. It's still a very small amount of people. What you're going to have to realize someday is a majority of people that buy games are not online in gaming communities. And I think what happens is we actually try to boost how important we think we are in the gaming industry. with our followers, right? Oh, I've got 60,000 on Facebook. I got 70,000 on YouTube. I got 14,000 on Twitter. Oh my gosh, toss that all together, assuming that they're all different people, which they clearly aren't. Oh man, 150,000. Look at my influence. I'm such a massive Nintendo influencer, but I'm like a drop in the bucket for Kirby sales. Now you'll find a lot of Kirby fans. You'll find a lot of Metroid fans because we have a condensed community. We create, someone brought it up earlier, we create, that echo chamber effect where it seems like it's a bigger deal than it really is. So when Metroid Prime 4 was announced, oh my gosh, Nintendo fans went nuts, including myself. But here's the thing. The Nintendo fans that went nuts are the ones that are watching the thing in the first place. A majority of people that bought Switch have never watched a single Nintendo Direct in their life. Think about this for a moment. A majority of people that watched, that buy games, that buy systems, have never seen a Nintendo Direct in their life. They've never seen an E3 in their life. A vast majority, I'm talking like 90% of all people that buy this stuff have never seen a Direct. They have never seen, what I'm trying to say is that we make up, even combined, even go to the bigger channels like Beat 'em Ups, we make up such a small percentage of the actual consumer base. So yeah, the percentage that we make up tend to be the enthusiast, the hardcore, the ones that care the most about gaming. And because of that, there's an echo chamber among them that make things seem way more popular than they really are. As an example, you know how popular Roblox is? Roblox is one of the most popular video games in the world. And I bet you never hear about it because you're not in the communities for it. It literally is one of the most popular video games in the world. It's up there with Minecraft. And you'll hear about Minecraft. You don't hear about Roblox, do you? Yeah, everyone knows or recognizes, obviously, Five Nights at Freddy's is a pretty big deal. FNAF, massive fan base. But like if you're in the Nintendo community, you don't really hear about it. Madden, massive fan base, huge Madden communities out there. But again, if you're in the Nintendo community, you don't really hear about it. If you're in the PlayStation, Xbox community, you still probably don't really hear about it. You got to be in the sporting community. And even then, it's a small minute of the people that actually buy the game. So our influence and our overall importance to game sales is greatly overblown. People think all us influencers actually impact the decisions these companies make. Oh, if we keep pestering Nintendo enough on social media, they're going to drop the Switch Pro news. They don't give a shit. They don't give two flying fucks. They will drop the news when they're ready to drop it because they have to consider a much larger consumer base than the amount of people bitching online. We basically don't matter to them. I know that sounds harsh, but it's the reality. They're looking at a consumer base that is so far beyond us enthusiasts that, to us, we might as well not even exist. To them, anyways. All right. All three of your kids play Roblox. Yeah. I mean, Roblox is massively popular. If you have kids, you probably know about it. I think it's because kids that are online. But hey, by the way, what time is the E3 Smash competition going down? Go check our schedule. It's posted on my Twitter account. It's also in that video I made. I don't have the schedule right in front of me, so I don't know the exact times. Actually, I do have the schedule. Never mind. I can tell you. Hold on. On day one, the first Smash competition is at 11:30 Central Time. The second one is at 1 o'clock Central Time. On day two, we have this one's not necessarily a fan. This isn't necessarily a Smash competition, but we do have a fan competition again at 11:30. On day three, we have another Smash competition at 9:30 a.m. And then on day four, we have a fan competition for prizes again. So another game. It won't be Smash at 9:30. So there you go. That's what the current schedule is at the moment, anyways. Obviously subject to change. And thank you, Red Chaos 173 for the $2. Thank you so much, man. It's great to see E3 again. It's just nice to have it back. And honestly, if we're honest, things really kick off with Summer Game Fest. Even Jeff Keighley's not trying to pretend that Summer Game Fest is separated from the E3 hype. If you go to the Summer Game Fest website, you'll notice that he'd be like, hey, we start things, and then he starts listing the dates for all the E3 stuff. Because Jeff Keighley is kind of changing his show and trying to treat it as maybe like a pre-show to E3. So he's no longer trying to separate Summer Game Fest off from E3. So Summer Game Fest really is the kickoff, and we're less than a week from that. But for our purposes, for our show, we don't know what's happening with Summer Game Fest. We're going to live stream it, or at least I'm going to live stream it. I plan to anyways, I hope. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Cheers. Miyamoto's in the chat. Oh, Miyamoto. Nintendo and Sonic Gamer Girl. Dropping the 5 stars. Oh, it's awesome when I get a 5-star review. Yeah. The Elemental Hero, the Shadowlink Dragon Wolf King. What a long name. I remember the new update for the Switch systems a couple of months ago and found that it showed Bluetooth support. Could this be something about the Switch Pro, or what do you think? I have always speculated that I feel like it's for the next Switch. So I believe that. But Jeff, is Canadian. What's wrong with that? Is it because the word Canadian's like banned? Like if you're in the official stream, you can't type out the word Canadian. I can't remember what the reason was for that, by the way. There apparently was a good reason you can't type out Canadian, but I don't understand what that reason is, because I didn't look it up. Like, this just sounds dumb. You're like banning a whole country's name. Okay. I'm sure there's like some sort of logical reason for it. Maybe there's like a trolling happening right now, a popular troll bait happening with the words. I have no idea. I'm not all hip on all the cool things all the kids are doing these days. I have no idea. Well, like, what's the latest challenge? Is there like a new TikTok challenge out there right now? Have we moved on from like the silhouette challenge? Was that like, so 8 months ago or I don't even know. What's the new challenge? You guys tell me. Who's young enough in this chat to tell me what the new cool challenge thing is to do these days? Well, what is it? Well, this time we didn't go all the way back to the Tide Pod challenge. If that's happening, I'm just quitting society in general. What about Pokemon Presents next week? Again, not announced. It's another one of those, we think it's going to happen because it always happens, but not announced. RedCast173 says, is it possible the Switch's overall sales might surpass Nintendo DS's lifetime sales in maybe 2 years, or no? So, definitely going to get over 100 million this year. Because they only had to sell like, 15 million or so to get there. So it's going to get over 100 million. I think that in 3 years' time, it could. In 4 years' time, if they haven't discontinued it yet, it could be the best-selling system of all time. But this is contingent that Nintendo can keep momentum going at around 20 million sales a year at least. They're going to do that this year, I think. They probably can pull it off next year, but will they pull it off the year after? That is what we don't know. I'm not so sure that 2023 is going to be as big of a deal as 2020, 2021, and 2022. So we'll see. If they can keep it at 20 million that year, absolutely. That's the year. That's the make or break year to know if it's going to pass DS and PlayStation 2. Is 2023. If they maintain 20 million that year, then hell yeah. Hell yeah, they're going to pass it. Let's see here. Tide Pod Challenge Season 2. What is it? Bottle flip? I remember the bottle flip stuff. Licking uranium challenge, calligraphy challenge. Are any of these real? You guys don't know either. You guys have no idea what the latest hip challenge is. You guys let me down. We have no youngins in the chat on TikTok or Instagram or something that can tell me what's going. Playing some MM2 while you watch your stream. MM2, Mario Maker 2? Is that what you're playing? What do you think will be Nintendo's one more thing? I don't know. One ring to rule them all. I actually have no idea. I don't even have a guess. Because anything I guess is going to be wrong. Like F-Zero. I don't know. A new Mario game. Mario Kart. I don't know. I honestly, I'm trying to keep my hype a little bit in check. The only thing I expect is Breath of the Wild 2. As long as we get that, it's going to be a good E3 for me. Everything else can suck. But if we get a trailer, it doesn't even have to release this year. We get a trailer. A new trailer is all I'm asking for. We get that at E3, which again, we don't know if we're going to. If we do get a trailer for Breath of the Wild 2, everything else is gravy for me, baby. It's going to change my entire perception of E3 just if we get that trailer. Hey, you're doing a show for E3, but ever heard of E10? You mean E10 Plus for everyone? Dry scooping, is that like a thing? What is dry? Do I even want to know? It just sounds dirty. If that's like what the kids are doing these days. Is that if posting your vaccine card is popular? I mean, I guess. But like that's not really like a, you could say it's a trend, but it whatever. I posted my vaccine card too, I think on Twitter or something. Like, I mean, I don't think it's that big a deal. I think it's good to, let people know that you've been vaccinated, because especially when you're someone like me who has an audience, maybe you can help encourage others. Oh man, I really like Nintendo Prime, and if he got vaccinated, maybe I'll go get vaccinated. I have no idea if that made a difference, but that's why I did it. It wasn't to be trendy. It was to be like, hey, I know I have an audience, so if I can, encourage one or two people to go get vaccinated, then that were on the fence about it, then all right. Let's see here. How many units will the next Metro game have to move to be considered a success? I don't know. 5. Well, the problem is it got rebooted development, so 10 million, I have no idea, right? Like, what will Nintendo consider a success versus what we will consider a success, right? The new challenge, yeah, I don't even want to type that in Google. I don't even want to, I feel like if I type dry scooping in Google, I'm going to get some things I really don't want to see. I'm going to feel like I'm on the B boards, the old B boards at 4chan, if I type that in. What is it? Wait, dry scooping is a pre-workout regime, which involves swallowing an undiluted spoonful of pre-workout supplement. It's like a protein powder. Why is that a thing? Oh, look, right before I worked out, I dried my entire mouth out. Yeah! It's one of the dumbest challenges. Like, who comes up with this stupid... Guys, come watch me dry scoop. Like, who cares? God, kids are into the... I'm sure when I was a kid, my parents thought I was into the dumbest stuff. Now, we didn't have social media back then. But I'm sure my parents thought I was into some of the dumbest stuff, too. So I'm sure, I think back, I wasn't into that dumb stuff, but whatever. My parents probably thought I was. So, still, the dry scoop challenge, taking a protein powder or pre-workout powder dry on a spoon before you work out. That's a thing, apparently. And if you probably hold it down, you're a real bad. I don't get it. I don't get it. These kids these days. What do you want to see from Legends Arceus? I don't know. I've been wanting an open world Pokemon since I was a kid, but I'm not really sure what I want it to be. That's my thing. I don't know. I just know I've always wanted it, which is kind of nice because it means I'm not sure what to expect, right? So that might give me a more open mind when I play it. Will you and Eric do a Hot Wings the Bomb challenge on the live stream? No, we couldn't get the bomb was sold out, and even though I could get one now, I think it came back in stock. It would not get here in time. But we do have a hot chip challenge, so we have that. We do already have a spicy challenge. I would like to try to like do a Da Bomb challenge, since it apparently is such a really nasty hot sauce, and super hot, of course. So that's one of those things that we, maybe we'll do that on a future show. I'm starting to think that if this show goes well for E3, wouldn't it be kind of cool if we could somehow build our own shows, a couple times a year? Like, yeah, we can't always have an event like E3 going on. But I think it'd be kind of cool if we could come up with some, maybe some indie companies that maybe want to run some trailers with us or something, right? I'm sure I can get some indie companies that they can, spice up some new trailers or unveil some games with us. Something like that. It might be kind of cool. That's kind of like, I think we're too small for that, but like as like a 3 years down the road kind of goal. Like if we're at, if God forbid we actually get the 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 subscribers, it'd be kind of cool if we can have like our own little show, that we could just do like a couple times a year, like our own indie world, but like done our way. We'll see. It strikes familiarity with the cinnamon challenge trend, which swarmed the internet. Yeah, that's the thing. It feels a lot like a challenge we've already had that just changed the powder. It's all for the lulz. Don't say anything negative. They're going to call you a boomer. Okay? I'm in my mid-30s. Call me a boomer. What do I care? So it's the return of the cinnamon challenge. Yeah. They're just recycling challenges. Here's the thing. Youth. Be original. Oh, it's not cinnamon now. It's protein powder. Be original. You're recycling challenges. Next thing you know, it's going to be the ice bucket challenge. But instead, it's going to be iced milk. Oh my gosh. Guys, I'm dumping a bucket of iced milk on me. At least the ice bucket challenge was technically for charity. So like there was like a positive that came out of that. Well, like, so they brought the cinnamon challenge back in powder, in protein powder. Like, that's not original. Come up with something original that isn't going to kill people. Like Tide Pod challenge. Totally original, really stupid. I think an endgame focus on the Pokemon and its lore instead of the typical becoming a champion trainer would be nice. Okay, cool. I know, dude, I know what the bomb sauce is. I know what Hot Ones is. Come on now. I'm a YouTuber. You think I could be a YouTuber and not know about Sean Evans and Hot Ones? Come on. Friday Night Funkin' is get some love. Do a competition. Loser eats Vegemite. We've had Vegemite before. It's not great. It's not the worst thing I've ever tasted. Thank you for subscribing, Lido Jaeger. I do have some Jaeger. I don't know if we're gonna bust it out tonight, but I do have some. The Viagra in public challenge. Oh God. They just call that like the blue pill challenge, right? The blue pill challenge. Pop the pill, walk out, see if anyone notices. Someone died of a heart attack from that challenge. Of which one? Was it the ice bucket challenge? See, here's the thing. Any of the challenges, or are you talking about the Tide Pod challenge? I'm not sure. Any of these challenges, if you don't know yourself, can cause you harm, right? You could do the cinnamon challenge as an example and end up choking. You could do a lot of different things. All these different challenges have the potential to harm you if you don't know yourself. That's the dumb thing about the challenges is that people just think, oh yeah, that sounds easy, and they don't know their bodies well enough to know that they can do it or not, right? Or they're not prepared. Imagine that like you did the cinnamon challenge, but you never kept anything around you to drink or like water it down or wash it down the moment that like it gets stuck, right? I'm making myself believe Breath of the Wild 2 will come out in 2023. So if it gets enough 20, so basically you're just trying to be like, hey, look, if this thing comes holiday 2022, it's all right because I expected 2023, baby. Oh wait, except I actually expected 2021 and early 2022, not holiday 2022. Damn it, I'm pissed. So I think you're failing already by saying that you said I'm trying to get myself to believe 2023. So when it's, which means that when it's is what you really expect it to be. To be honest with you, that's when you actually expect it to be. You're not really believing the 2023 stuff. I will have Pokemon Legend Arceus to tie Pokemon evolutions to exploration, where you should have to explore to gather materials in order to evolve your Pokemon. Okay, that's different. What's up, Odyssey TC? Glad you're here as well. Stuart Fitz says, the protein challenge. What is it, going to be like the hot dog challenge? See how many dogs you can throw down your throat? I mean, we already have competitions for that, don't we? I know we do. The Nathan's hot dog challenge on New Year's? Or is it New Year's Eve? Maybe it's on New Year's Day. I can't remember. One of those 2 days. Besides Banjo-Kazooie, what is your other dream character you want to see in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate? I mean, Conker. Conker from Conker's Bad Fur Day. No doubt. What do you think the next Super Smash game will be like? Can we start by asking, like, do we think another one will exist? I mean, I think another one will exist someday. I don't know. I think no matter what they do, it's going to be disappointing. I think fans are going to react negatively to it. It doesn't matter what it is. Fans are going to be like, it doesn't have all the characters of Ultimate, doesn't have as many stages, doesn't have much of this, doesn't have this, doesn't have that, doesn't have this, Sakurai didn't do it, blah, 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 blah. No matter what they do, people are going to be disappointed. I feel bad for Bandai Namco since they're probably the ones that are going to make the next one. And fans are just going to rip them. Oh, it was so much better with Sakurai. It was so much better. I'm like, Ultimate has set an unrealistic bar for the future of Smash. Think about Smash Ultimate, its roster, the stages, the modes, and ask yourself, is that really realistic for any game? So if they do anything less than what Ultimate is, people are going to be upset. That's all I know. It's not going to be as good, or it won't be perceived as good because it's not going to have even like half the content. What's your favorite fast food place? That's a good question. It kind of depends on what I'm craving, you know? Because I got to stick strictly to fast foods. I can't include any restaurants. Because I really like Casa Mexicana, but that's a restaurant. So, like, I would say, like, my favorite burger joint is probably, you know, if I'm just going strictly fast food, probably Culver's. It's more in the Midwest, so that's not really everywhere. Just like In-N-Out's, you know, not around here either, but I've had In-N-Out. I'm not a fan of it. I just don't like their sauce, and if you don't like their sauce, you don't really, and I don't like their spice on the chips. Or on the, yeah, well, for some people they're called chips, but on the French fries. So, yeah, Culver's is my favorite burger joint. I mean, yeah, a McDonald's quarter pounder is fine and everything, but no, if I'm going to treat myself, it'd be nice to have Culver's. Which, by the way, just talking about it makes me want it. Thanks. I'm trying to lose weight. And then, but that's like if I'm craving a burger. If I'm craving like tacos, we don't have a lot of options around here. I really liked Del Taco when I was out in California. I don't know if I like it more than Taco John's, but it's different. Otherwise, I like Taco John's more than Taco Bell. So I'm more of a Taco John's guy. Yeah, so I guess those are kind of like the two. I do like Arby's as well if I'm just craving something different. You know, if I want to get a roast beef or something. So if I'm craving a little something different. We don't really have a lot of options. Like, we don't really have a fast food fish place around here. Culver's has some decent fish, but oh, and I should note, if I want a chicken sandwich, I'm going to Wendy's. Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich is the best spicy chicken sandwich I have tasted anywhere, and I have had spicy chicken sandwiches from like every restaurant or every fast food joint anyways that you can think of. None of them tops Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich. I don't know what it is. Whatever combination of spices they use on it. Mwah. So if I really want a chicken sandwich, you go to Wendy's. Also, I mean, the Frosties are the bomb too. If you want ice cream, you know, a lot of people might go to DQ. It's kind of a common place. There's a lot of local places you can go to besides DQ. And I don't consider any of the ice cream joints to be fast, you know. So, let's see here. We have a super chat. Thank you, Justin Basil, for the $3. Says, chicken wing, hot dog, and bologna. Okay. I think you wanted me to sing that. I is that a reference to something? I obviously don't get it. Oh, too much head. Saved it. Hey, we got another one in. Just realized it looks like I'm going like this on myself. Thank you, Burby, for the $4.99. Man, that was a really bad dance move. You look thirsty. Well, here's the deal. I haven't done a real shot yet tonight, so we're at least going to bust out the rum chata for that $5. I haven't done this in a little bit, so let's have a rum chata. Thank you so much for the support, guys. I really appreciate it. Had kind of a really rough start to the stream, so. Yeah, we're still going 239 strong tonight. By the way, we will not be drinking during E3 until the final post-show of E3. Because I got a show to put on, guys. 12 plus hours of streaming to be real. Okay? I'm not here to get smashed. I'm here to entertain and do games. All right. Cheers. That just sounds sad, Stuart. Yeah, I always got to pay attention to like what's going on with the challenges because my kids are eventually going to want to try to do that crap, right? Describe your ultimate meal: main course, side, and dessert. I'm done talking about food. I'm sorry. You guys are making me too hungry, and I don't have like any of the foods I want to eat right now here because we keep talking about foods. You guys are ruining me right now. Really ruining me. Here, describe. Man, I missed the Breath of the Wild 2 news. Had to work extra tonight. There was no news. There was no news. There was no news. There was no news. It was just a topic that people could talk about. Tonight, it's basically just a Q&A. I just kind of threw out some topics that, you know, to kind of. We did talk a bit about the Switch sales. It's mostly just pure Q&A tonight. I was just trying to get some topic ideas for people, you know. Ew. Thank you, Doc Ido, for the $5. Thank you so much, man. We'll do another. I should have left that one out. Oh, I did. I just want to set it over here. Good idea with E3. You could drink in celebration or drink to forget. Kind of the idea, right? Kind of the idea. But we'll see. Because I got 4 days of E3 to do. Plus, there's like, even if E3 sucks, I feel like there should be a celebration that we got through our show. Right? Because we're putting on one hell of a show. Doesn't even matter if E3 itself has bad announcements. If you're watching our stream, you're going to be entertained. And that's the whole point. If E3 sucks, it's okay. We still got you. And if it's good, even better. Makes our show even better. So, but cheers. Had some leakage. Whole chat's hungry now, probably. Yeah, Raising Cane's is all right. We have Raising Cane's over in Minnesota. Like sandwich shop wise, I don't know if you consider it. It's not really fast food. I guess the Subway is fast. I don't know. God, what? There's a sub joint that's like all over the country. That's really good. That does hot subs. Don't know why I can't remember it right now because we don't have one in my area, so I don't really eat it that often. But I really like it when I can. Nintendo E3 sucks. I'm gonna die if Nintendo E3 sucks, you're gonna die on the inside. We'll see what happens. I think they should divide Smash Bros. Into different series. For example, Super Smash Racers, Super Smash Bros. Fighter, Super Smash World Platformer, and Super Smash Legends RPG. I think that's just too much Smash. People get confused. Will you be contacting the chosen Smash competitors via email? That's how we're organizing it. Now, we only have signups for day 1. If things go well, I'll have signups for day 2 tomorrow, signups for day 3 on Sunday, and then final signups on Monday. And then beginning on Monday, we will announce the 2 people for day 1. We'll announce the people for day 2 on Tuesday, day 3 on Wednesday, day 4 on Thursday. So, unfortunately, we have a lot of people signed up. A lot more than I thought would sign up. Let me double check. Last I checked, we had like 107, but that was yesterday. Let me see how many people are signed up right now for a chance, because there's only 2 people that get chosen out of this group. And it's all random. Let me look at the analytics here on this. Come on, analytics, load up. Yeah, we only have 167 entries. So, I mean, that's still a lot because 165 of you aren't going to get the opportunity. But what are you going to do, you know? What are you going to do? Jersey Mike's. Thank you. Someone mentioned it in the chat. Jersey Mike's. That's what I was thinking of. I do like Jersey Mike's. I don't know if I like them more than Firehouse Subs. We have a place called Firehouse Subs around here. It's really, but again, I wouldn't consider either of those fast food because you have to go in, you order, and you wait. I know you can order ahead of time, but yeah, I wouldn't consider that fast food. It's just like at a restaurant. You order ahead of time at a restaurant, pick your food up too. So yeah, Jersey Mike's is good. Firehouse Subs. Oh yeah, Cody B mentioned Firehouse Subs. Yeah, dude, Firehouse Subs is really good, man. We do have a Firehouse Subs here. It's the bomb. I tried it for my first time like 2 months ago. Yeah, I'd have to like have Firehouse Subs for like lunch and then have Jersey Mike's for dinner for me to really see which one I actually prefer. They're both just upper echelon sandwich shops. High calorie. Damn, are they tasty. If you're not giving a crap, or if you're just on one of those, man, I ripped it today. I burned 1,500 calories at a workout. Enjoy. Are you excited for the Age of Calamity DLC? How can I be? I have one major criticism of the Age of Calamity DLC. It's a pretty significant criticism. They announced it at the Nintendo Direct. They later gave us what the DLC was called. And they showed what your little pre-order, what your little extra, gear you're going to get. Do any of you know what this DLC is? Oh, we know in text form what it is. But do you really know? Does it have story in it? What are the missions? What are the maps? What are the new playable characters? What do we really know about this DLC? We know a spec sheet, basically. Here's a sheet telling you what's in it. We haven't seen any of it. We have literally seen nothing. How can I be excited about a DLC we have seen nothing about? It's weird. They announced it at Nintendo Direct. They tease you later by giving you the name of the DLC packs. We still haven't seen the DLC. How can you have the DLC mentioned twice and not have even seen part of it? I get it. They're probably going to show it at E3. But still, how can you just announce the DLC, give us the name of all the stuff in the DLC, but then not actually show us the DLC? How? So no, I'm not excited because I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. The first one drops at the end of this month. Still don't know what it is. We have DLC dropping for Age of Calamity at the end of June. And we don't even know what the hell is in it. So how can I be excited? No, I have not bought the DLC because I don't know what it is. I get it. They're going to show us at E3. I understand that. At least I'm pretty sure about that. At least Nintendo Treehouse will show us. But still. Why announce the DLC if you're not willing to show it? I hate when people do that. Oh yeah, we got this DLC. Oh, here's the name of the DLC a few months later, but we're still not going to... Oh, it's frustrating. You can't give us an actual trailer for the DLC? Let us know what we're getting? So it's kind of a frustrating point for me. It's like, I can't be excited for something that I still don't know what the hell it is. I have assumptions of what it is based on prior Warriors games, but I don't know. Probably the only one excited for Skyward Sword HD. Skyward Sword is one of my favorite Zelda games. Top 5, top 5, top 5, top 5! I am pumped for Skyward Sword HD. Ecstatic for it. I don't have a way to play it right now. So ecstatic for Skyward Sword HD. I mean, I'm giving away Skyward Sword Joy-Cons during E3 and a Skyward Sword Amiibo during E3. The new one with the Loft Wing. We're giving those away during E3. So, like... Oh, kind of a big deal. I was waiting for that reaction because did you know I was going to be like, how could I be excited for something that I haven't seen? Yeah, any visuals, nothing. They've talked about it twice, and we still haven't seen it. They basically Metroid Prime 4'd us. Here's the title. Okay. So can we see the game? No? Yeah. Can you block me on Twitter because I texted you earlier and I don't want to respond back? What? Can you block me on Twitter? I texted you earlier and I don't want to respond back, even though I have. What? What? I'm not blocking anyone on Twitter. You know how many notifications I get? You know how long it would take me to. I don't. No. Sorry, I'm not going to do it. You can block me if you want. That's a weird request. No, I'm not going to go through my Twitter stuff and try to find you. Wind Waker HD is awesome. Skyward Sword's amazing. Look at that. Thank you for subscribing. Oh my gosh. This guy's username. 365 days of character voices. Well, thank you for subscribing. I would like to play Skyward Sword HD. Good. Steady dropping. Breath of the Wild is 1 billion times better than Skyward Sword. Hot dog. Why do we got to poke fun at games that other people like? You know, it's okay for other people to like games that you don't. But I mean, yeah, I agree. Breath of the Wild's better, but still, that doesn't mean Skyward Sword is bad. Might not be for you, and that's fine. You'll trust it'll be good. I mean, there's a reason to trust that DLC on Warrior games will be good, because the DLC on Warrior games is almost always good. Whether it's Fire Emblem, whether it's Hyrule, whether it's Samurai Warriors, whether it's One Piece Warriors, all the billions of Transformer Warriors. There's been a bunch of Warrior games. All the DLC has always been pretty good. So there's a long history to tell you, yeah, it'll probably be worth the money to pre-buy it. But I'm still waiting. I'm not spending money. I don't like to spend money on stuff that I don't know what it is. Unless, if I could pre-order Breath of the Wild 2 right now, I'd probably have it pre-ordered. And I still don't really know what it is. But at least I've seen a trailer. At least I can argue, hey, at least I've seen that, Zelda has short hair. I won't be taken aback by that. Excited for the Bucks vs. Nets? Oh, you have no idea. So the entire reason I'm probably not getting a video out tomorrow, I'm going to attempt to do one in the morning. Probably isn't going to go well. I got to leave here about 10 o'clock to get to my parents early for my son's birthday party. Help set up. We got a bunch of water activities we're doing. Then we're going to probably be there for a while. And then after that, the Bucks game happens later that day at 6:30. Bucks vs. Nets. Man, I'm a big Bucks fan. And this, I think NBA fans in general are really looking forward to Bucks vs. Nets. I wouldn't be surprised if Bucks vs. Nets becomes the highest viewed series in the whole playoffs, even higher than the finals. I think NBA fans all over the United States, maybe even the world over, are really looking forward to this Bucks vs. Nets matchup. Many are calling it the best series in the entire playoffs. Normally, you want that to happen in the final. The NBA would ideally like that to happen in the finals, but can't help that they're in the same conference. So, at least the Eastern Conference Finals, right? But you can't help it. They were the 2 and 3 seed. Now Embiid's hurt. So, yeah, I think the whole NBA world is going to be watching this series. They're going to be holding their breath on every possession. There's going to be a lot of shouting. There's going to be a lot of cheering. There's going to be a lot of what the hell is going on. Can the three-headed offensive juggernaut of people that, of 3 players that people tend not to like, because KD has made himself unlikable. Kyrie's been unlikable for years. Harden's been unlikable by most people in the NBA. So you have 3 of the most unlikable superstars on one team. Nobody wants them to win the title except Nets fans, and and obviously fans of the individual players. And they're all teaming up and trying to create this unstoppable force where nobody has to play defense, and they could just roughshod their way to 140 points a game and win a title. And everyone wants to see that can't happen. Then you have Giannis, the up and coming story where he was on the streets of Greece, The Bucks took a risk in drafting him. Nobody really thought he was going to be any good. They developed him. Now he's one of the best players in the NBA. You got Chris Middleton. People wrote him off. Was a second-round draft pick, and now he plays at an all-star level. You have Drew Holiday, who's the most likable player in the whole freaking NBA. He's just an incredible human being. All of the stuff he does, all the money he gives to charity, all the businesses that he helps. He just got voted by the players of the NBA as like basically the best sportsmanship player in the entire league. Just everything. There's just such a nice narrative around all of this. We'll see what happens. Both teams are incredible. I'm hoping that neither team sweeps each other. Even though I'm a Bucks fan and I'd laugh if they swept them, I hope a sweep doesn't happen. I kind of think the NBA fan base deserves a 7-game series. But we'll see. I mean, my heart is saying Bucks in 6. But it's probably going to go 7, right? It feels like a 7-game series. But we got to see what happens. Game 1 will be telling. I don't think any of the games are going to be blowouts. I think all the games are going to come down to the final possessions. Maybe I'm wrong. But I feel like they're going to all come down to final possessions. All right, that's my NBA talk because I'm a big guy. I'm a big guy and I'm a big NBA fan. I love basketball. There's no one in the NBA more unlikable than LeBron James. See, I don't know. There's obviously a subset of fans that really don't like LeBron James, but he's still like top in jersey sales. He's still like top in commercial views. He's still basically the most popular NBA player in the world. So, there is a subset of fans that really don't like LeBron, but I'd say a majority of NBA fans respect and like LeBron James. The numbers say so. There's a reason he's been the face of the NBA for quite some time. It's because he is actually really well liked by most NBA fans. But yeah, there is a subset of fans that really don't like him, obviously. I think that's true of everyone. There's probably a subset of fans that didn't even like Jordan back in the day. It's just we didn't have social media to bitch on. Man, Michael Jordan's career might have been cut short if there was social media, dude. He did some stuff that if today's players did, they would get banned from the NBA. So, Mike's kind of lucky he came up in the era he did with some of the problems he had. Mario Golf Game Boy Color got me into sports games. Yeah. Man, we got Mario Golf Super Rush coming up. Have you guys seen some of the previews? It looks like they did it, ladies and gents. Have you seen the single player from the previews? It's a full-on RPG mode like we wanted it to be. Every single stat can be leveled up. Different things you wear affect how you play. Different clubs obviously can affect how you play. The only weird news to come out of it is that there's only 6 courses. Now there's 18 holes at all 6 courses, so it's still a hell of a lot of holes. So this isn't like, Mario Tennis where there's only so many courses and there's only one course, right? For each place. This is 6 full 18-hole courses. It would be nice to have more, and maybe they add more through DLC. But dude, this game, the RPG mode looks legit. I think they did it. I actually think Mario Golf Super Rush has the potential to be the best Mario sports game ever made. That's a bold claim. There's been some good ones. But I think there's a chance. So you're saying there's a chance. Yeah, I am. Top 3 consoles, my favorite game for each one. Switch. Problem is, my favorite game is Breath of the Wild, but people will be like, oh, but it's not exclusive. Fine. Switch, Super Mario Odyssey. Done. SNES is next. Secret of Mana. Done. After that, it gets a little more sticky. I'd probably end up leaning to N64, but trying to pick one game from there. Do you go Majora's Mask? Do you go GoldenEye? Do you go Banjo, Conquer? So many good. Rogue Squadron was great back then. There's so many games I could choose. Mario, obviously. That was coming out party, Mario 64. Star Fox 64. God, there's so many great games on the N64. I even enjoyed Quest 64, man. Shadowgate 64. Oh my God, there's so many good games. But I'll probably let my my Zelda bias show there, and we'll go Majora's Mask, N64. So that was my top 3 systems. Why do you have a bottle and a can of water on your desk? I don't have a can of water. What are you talking about? Oh, ha ha ha. Got it. Because light beer. All right, get out of here. Thank you for subscribing, Paul Jones. What are you hoping to see at Nintendo's E3 this year? Breath of the Wild 2, and that's all I care about. I'm not even kidding. They show that, everything else is gravy, baby. That's it. I probably have more I'm going to say about it, but I'll save it for... I got a whole show to put on. So I got to save some stuff. And I've also talked about it a few times, and I did a video about it too. So, yeah. I don't want to keep bringing it up every single time, or it won't be, as good of a conversation during E3. What quality of life change do you want the most in Breath of the Wild 2? Dungeons. That's not really quality of life, though. I guess quality of life would be like an improvement over the current game. And yeah, adding dungeons I think is an improvement, but that's usually not what quality of life would mean. Less rain. I don't really I love the gameplay of Breath of the Wild so much. I don't mind breakable weapons. I guess if anything, an ability to repair weapons. Yeah, they can still break. But when you get that warning, right? That your weapon's about to break. If you could just choose not to use it and then save it, gather materials, and go to a smith and get it repaired, right? You could do that for one of the items in the game. It'd be nice if you could do that for any item in the game. So I guess that would be one quality of life improvement. People would consider that to be quality of life. Where I actually like the weapon breaking mechanic, but offering an option to repair, I think, would be nice. Samus Hunter said we get a Pokemon Presents for E3. I know. Other people have said it too. I know. We'll see what happens. People were obviously, well, not Samus Hunter, but some people were saying, oh yeah, we're going to pro. We're going to go back down that route. What's up, Seahawks24 Rule? Welcome. Will Koroks and Shrines be back? Guess who's back? Back again. Shrines are back. Tell a friend. Yeah, I think Shrines will come back. I don't know about Korok Seeds, but I think Shrines will. I think there'll be a good third-party announcement for Switch and Switch Pro. I don't think Switch Pro is going to be talked about at E3. I just want to be very clear here. I don't think Switch Pro is even going to be mentioned at E3. But will there be a good third-party announcement? Mario plus Rabbids 2 potential. You could see any sort of Final Fantasy announcement maybe for it. So yeah, I mean, there could be something. Resident Evil, there's that rumored Resident Evil game still not announced. So that would be really cool to finally see that one. It's supposed to be a Switch exclusive, so we'll see. F the Shrines. All 900 Koroks. Now it's 9,000. Dun dun dun. Because you got to get over 9,000. Lionels. Oh yeah, they'll be back. Lionels will be back. Who's leaving? Someone's going. Oh, I'm heading to bed later, DeFox. Have a good night, man. F Resident Evil. Man, people are just really not liking other games. Just give me legit dungeons that don't all look alike. Sure. I don't think that's a quality of life improvement. I think that's just, hey, it'd be really cool to have that content, right? I think they're gonna do it, but we'll see. We'll see. We don't know. We can say we think they're gonna do it, but what new enemies would I like to see? I want to see some brand new, never before seen enemies. That's what I want. I want new. It's easy to talk about old enemies coming back, but I honestly want to see some new, never before seen enemies. I feel like the Zelda series has leaned a lot on the enemies it's previously created. I would like to see new. I prefer new, surprise, what the hell is that? Not oh, hey, yeah, that thing's back that I saw before. I want something new and surprising for enemies. You gotta be more open to games. I play a lot of games. What are you talking about? I play a massive variety of games. Just because I might say that, Breath of the Wild is the only thing I care about at E3, it's not because it's not factually the only thing I care about. It's just if I get a Breath of the Wild trailer, the rest of E3 doesn't matter to me as much because I love Zelda that much. I love Zelda games that much. Doesn't mean I'm not gonna play other games at E3. God, hard things like Ratchet and Clank's out right around the time E3 happens, and it's kind of like that kind of sucks. Because I've got to put off playing Ratchet and Clank. Breath of the Wild 2 is a moot excitement for me, since I'm not sure if Nintendo can recapture the same lightning in a bottle again. Breath of the Wild was so fresh and new, but the latter half was not as good. I disagree with you. I think Breath of the Wild is a masterpiece from start to beginning, from beginning to end. So I disagree there. We fundamentally disagree on that. Sure, there was the shock value of, oh my god, they actually did it. But I think it's fantastic still to this day. So, just having more of the same is already good to me. You hope it's more mature than every other Zelda game? We'll see. Miyamoto is giving us the facts in chat. Who? I don't see any Miyamoto in chat. Am I missing something here? You guys just trolling me right now? I feel like I'm getting trolled. God, I must be getting trolled. He comes and goes and he wills. Negan says, would you like an overworld boss like a Hinox replaced by an old boss like Goma? No, just add more. We don't need to get rid of old. Just keep the old and add some new. Miyamoto is here. Shigeru Miyamoto! There he is. I see him saying hello. Shigeru Miyamoto, how's it going? You legendary creator, you. What's the deets on Breath of the Wild 2? I know you're busy working on the Mario movie, but come on. Can't tell me you can't just literally get on the phone with EJ and he can't just send you a trailer, send you some footage. Heck, send you a demo, and then you can send it to me. Don't worry. I won't leak it, I promise. I promise. If old enemies did come back, would you like to see a change in them, like the way they fight? Old enemies, like the enemies are what they are. I didn't fart. I don't know what. Is that like the chair maybe? Or is that like my computer when it disconnects? Something's disconnecting on it. Thanks for subscribing, Tyler Ridley. Oh, Tyler. Don't you know what's happening today? Yeah. God, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with you? How do you feel the dungeons will work? Think you can always access them, or do you think they'll be more traditional in a linear order with events blocking access? I think you can always access them in any order you want. Have fun. Underwater battles or sky battles? Why not both? Is this the real Miyamoto? No. If you guys, Shigeru Miyamoto, one, doesn't speak very good English, doesn't type very good English. So I'm just letting you know it's not actually Shigeru Miyamoto. Come on, guys. There's a bunch of these. There's a Reggie Fils-Aimé account. There's a Eiji Anomo account. There's a Shigeru Miyamoto account. There's a Bill Trinan account. There's a whole bunch of these like fake Nintendo accounts. They pop up in like Nintendo Directs in the chat all the time. It's kind of like a running gag joke thing. Oh my God, Miyamoto, nice to meet you. Oh yeah. We need EG up in here now. I don't know if I've ever seen the EG Nomo account in my thing. Shigeru Miyamoto, I know that account. Whoever runs that's been in my chat quite a few times for a while. We need traditional water, like this. It's traditional. It's water. Actually, all I did was really wash out the cup. Got a little rum chata in that one. Just a wee bit of rum chata. Just a wee bit, lad. I think, yeah, they're a fun little thing. As long as they don't take it too far, of course, you know. But they take it too far, they'll get banned. Ba ba da 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 da. Ba ba ba. Bow ba ba. Wow 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 wow. Wow 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 wow. Damn, the Brewers won again. They just keep winning. Yeah. Good for them. Good for them. I wonder where they are in the standings. I don't really watch the Brewers very often, but oh, he had a no going in the 8th, but lost it. That's all right. Cool. They're 31-26. Not nice. They were below 500 for a while. All right, moving on. Should dungeon weapons come back? I don't know. I don't really care. Yogurt drinks are where it's at. Like Danimals? Are you talking about like Danimals right now? Oh yeah, let me pop a Danimal quick. I don't even know about those because they're for kids. Breath of the Wild was made with a capped difficulty since it was an open world and the devs did not know how the player would progress. Breath of the Wild starts hard. The latter half is extremely easy. Have you played Master Mode, my good sir? I disagree with that. So what you're basically saying is the game got easier as you got stronger. Isn't that the point? Breath of the Wild is as hard as you make it. It's an open world game. Do what you want. You can do anything you want in the game from pretty much once you get the 4 initial abilities. You can do anything you want in the game. Heck, you can glitch your way off and without it even, but you can go straight to Ganon if you want. Like, I disagree with that notion. All that happens is, hey, I got better and I got more powerful gear, so I'm more powerful. Cool. You know what sucks? When you get new gear and you get more powerful, and this is just in my opinion, oh my gosh, look at this awesome gear I got. Oh my gosh, look at this sword. And then the difficulty scales up because of the gear you have. You know what it means? What the fuck was the point of upgrading your gear? Serious question. What was the point of upgrading all your stuff and getting more hearts and stamina if the difficulty scales with your hearts and stamina, so then it's still just as hard as it was before? What the hell was the point then? You're not actually getting more powerful if the game's scaling with you. The whole point is that you get more powerful, the game's easier. That's the whole point of getting better gear, getting better stuff. Like, the difficulty scaling with you, to me, just makes it worse. Because then what's the point of you upgrading? You're forced to upgrade just to keep the difficulty at the same level the difficulty's already at. So what was the point? Why even have the upgrades at all? It's just a waste of time. So it's not too easy. Again, you can do everything in Breath of the Wild with 3 hearts. You never need to turn your stuff in and get more hearts. You can get the gear and just never use it. You could literally 100% the game and never have more than 3 hearts and have all the gear and literally play the whole game naked. You control how easy or hard the game is. I don't understand this notion. In a game where the difficulty is determined by how powerful you make your character, you control how powerful your character is. You want it to be harder, make it harder for yourself. Go straight to Ganon right away. I don't understand that. I mean, are they difficult at maxed out armor when you can just shoot an ancient arrow at them and be done? I mean, they disappear. You don't get their weapons, but did you like the toy style of Link's Awakening? And would you want this for a few? By the way, it's okay that you prefer that. By the way, I want to make this clear. Just because my opinion is I prefer Breath of the Wild the way it is, doesn't mean that you can't have your own criticisms and wish it was different. Totally fine. I don't want anyone to make it feel like, hey, just because I disagree with you passionately means that you can't have that opinion and that it offends me. It doesn't offend me. You're welcome to want whatever changes and differences you want in Breath of the Wild. You want the game to scale difficulty with your gear and everything, fine. I don't. And the game doesn't do it, so I don't have to worry about your desire because I like the game the way it is. So really, it's kind of a wish list item you have for Breath of the Wild 2 that I hope doesn't happen for my sake because I don't want it to happen. But it's okay that you do. So games don't have to cater to my wants and desires, you know. Let me see here. What does the Dark Soul Amiibo do in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate? I have no idea. I don't have it. Yeah, Only Between Worlds is a really good game. I wouldn't call it open world. Yeah, I'm thinking about it right now. I would not call that open. You can do some dungeons out of order and stuff. I still wouldn't call it open world. Great game though. You could argue it's one of the most open top-down games since Zelda 1. Sure. Zelda 1 was open world. Link Between Worlds ain't no Zelda 1. Still really good, and I like it more than Zelda 1, but funny how the Lionel weapons weren't proportional to Link, right? So Kevin Nichols, think about this for a moment. You need 13 hearts to pull the Master Sword, right? Right? Now, you can collect all... Think about this. Here's what you do. I've seen people do this, by the way, for 3-heart runs. That 100% the game. Here's what you do. You collect all your things that you need to get 13 hearts. Now, you don't get the 13 hearts until you get to where you're going to get the Master Sword. Then, you go turn in all your things for 13 hearts. Okay? Okay. You have your 13 hearts, you pull the sword. Once you pull the sword, you don't have to have 13 hearts anymore. You can go trade your hearts in for stamina. Just don't max out your stamina. Allow your stamina to be upgraded a certain amount of times. You can actually remove all of the hearts and drop down to 3. And throw out all the stamina. It is possible to still do the 3-heart challenge and pull the Master Sword. Now there's glitches as well for it, but it's possible to just get the 13 hearts temporarily to pull the sword and then get rid of them. Seen it done. I've never done it, but I've seen it done. I've watched someone do it on live stream before. Xenoblade X was open world done right? Nice. Breath of the Wild is straight up amazing because when it hits its high peaks, it's an open world classic experience. The lows of Breath of the Wild are very evident. What are the lows to you? We probably disagree. It's my favorite game of all time, so I'm always on defense force for it. I have some criticism of it, but my criticisms are really minor gripes in the grand scheme, you know? Jinchuki89 says, what if the next Zelda game is like Assassin's Creed? They are experimenting on modern-day Link to see the truth about his past incarnation. I mean, I love the story ideas behind Assassin's Creed. I feel like the series has gotten away from where it was. But the games are really good for what they are today. But there is some fair critique that current Assassin's Creed games are not really at the core of what Assassin's Creed used to be. They're more like historical pieces now, which is fine. They're still really good at what they do. Odyssey and Valhalla and all, like, these are really good games. It's just, there was a certain charm when they were going through that Renaissance era that worked so well for the overarching going back in time, exploring your past. It worked so well. They kind of gotten away from that. I mean, they've really gotten away from it, like almost entirely. But yeah, that'd be really cool. It's a cool story concept in general. I'd like to see other games try it in their own way. I've done the 3-heart normal stamina challenge. Nice. Breath of the Wild versus Genshin. I mean, Breath of the Wild's better. Genshin Impact. Play it more than 15 minutes. It starts to vary gameplay wise and in a lot. Genshin Impact is not Breath of the Wild. If you get rid of the art style, you wouldn't even think it's related to Breath of the Wild. The gameplay is vastly different. You just got it's going to give you that vibe right away because it was clearly inspired by. But the more you play Genshin Impact, the more you'll realize it's really not a Breath of the Wild game at all. Yes, that's me admitting I've played Genshin Impact. Took me about I'd say about an hour into the game, it really started to define itself as different than Breath of the Wild in some key ways. Yeah, like early on in the game, it's it's a lot of getting to know the game kind of things, Low's endless health. I can pause the game at any time, beat anything because I out health any enemy. Nice. Do I play Magic the Gathering? As a kid, yes. But I haven't touched it in 15 years, 16 years? It's been a long time since I played Magic. But yeah, I used to play Magic. And Pokemon cards and was it Dragon Ball? There was some other card game I used to play. Nickelodeon. We're gonna get in trouble for that. Nickelodeon. All right. I do have to end the stream a little sooner tonight. I have to do some chores around the house. I got some laundry I got to do. I got some dishes I got to wash. And I want to chill. I can't remember the last time I actually sat down and just Netflix and chilled. So I think I want to chill a little bit tonight. Not that I'm not chilling with you guys. I just got some stuff I want to get done around the house. So we'll probably call this here in about 20 minutes. Plus my phone is dying and I don't have a charger down here. So that doesn't help. That doesn't help. The Circin Toto retweet. Is it new today? I haven't checked them out today. I will load it up right now. Unless you're are you just talking about the Z222 thing again? Is that what's coming up again? I'm assuming you're talking about the Z222 thing, right? Maybe. Conjuring 4. Bananas. Yeah, I'm literally going to watch Netflix. I'm going to probably watch it on my phone as I do chores around the house, and then I'll finally lay in bed and put it on the TV. I got the final episodes of Lucifer came out. I want to wrap up that show. I've watched one of the new episodes, so I want to get that show wrapped up since it's the season finale, or the series finale, I should say. And then I'll move on to something else. I don't know if I'll get through all of Lucifer tonight. We'll see. And I don't know why I'm into that show. I just am. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Speaking of the devil, Game Over Jesse is here. Yeah. Gouda Gang Eli says nobody give the Nintendo the credit for the GameCube being more powerful than the PS2 and the N64 being more powerful than the PS1. Because it didn't really matter. Let me explain why it didn't matter. Nintendo was chasing away third parties. They were waiting for a platform to run to that was more open and free. Sony provided that. Sony also provided the CD and DVD formats to put games on. And because Sony offered that, it also was a cheaper, easier medium to put games on. So while, yeah, the N64 was more powerful, yeah, the GameCube was more powerful, it didn't matter because Nintendo's internal policies, along with expensive cartridges and mini discs, chased third parties away anyways and made people not care as much about those platforms. So when you think about the history of it, what happened is PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2, despite being less powerful, were better overall platforms for developers, and Nintendo lost third-party support during those years. Better overall platforms, Nintendo having very strict policies on third-party games. Remember the Nintendo seal of quality? They were doing that to third-party games. And they had very strict policies. Third parties didn't like that. Why do you think they lost Final Fantasy and really never got it back? Nintendo did that to themselves. There's a new Lucifer next year? What? Hold up. What season is it right now? I don't even know. I've only watched one. Hold on. I swore they said this was going to be the last one of it. There's going to be season 6. I swore they said this was the end. Oh, there will be a 6th season. Okay, cool. So the series finale is next year. Well, thanks for the correction on that. It actually makes me kind of happy. And one more season to go. Hopefully they don't mess it up like Game of Thrones. The thing is, Game of Thrones ending, I don't mind the overall ending. I fully believe that is the intended ending of the books. It's how we got there. It feels like some events were rushed too much to make some of what happens in that final episode believable. Right? It feels like the series needed like another 10 episodes to flesh out the journey to lead to what happened at the end. What happened at the end is fine. But it feels like things just flipped so quickly. There wasn't enough build up for it to feel believable. That like really that's how it ended? It just doesn't feel believable. And it doesn't feel believable because it was rushed. It was rushed to the end. So yeah, I think the ending is going to be fine in the books, but it's kind of one of those, that series could have probably used at least an extra few episodes minimum. And one of my kids are up, so that's actually a good time for me to call the stream. I thank you guys for tuning in. I got to go see what's going on with my kids, and I'll catch you later.